Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to Pause and Effect. My name is CJ, and I'm your host. And joining me this episode are my good friends Taylor and Trad. How's everyone doing?
How's it going?
Doing all right. Thanks for having us, CJ.
Glad to hear it. This week's episode is dedicated to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now, this episode is being divided into two parts. This episode is dedicated to casual players who simply play the game for fun and have very little to no competitive experience whatsoever. If you want the competitive aspect, please wait for the next episode. Now, with that being said, how long have you guys been playing Smash, and what was your first installment?
All right, I guess I'll go first. So I've been playing Smash since the N64 days, and so we've been playing together since the GameCube days, and especially on the Brawl in high school. So we've been playing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like back when we were like, what, that game came out when we were just finishing up freshman year. Like Brawl was our lives back then.
Remember when you and I went together in high school to go get the game at midnight for Brawl?
Yeah, that was insane.
Till
what 4 in the morning?
Yeah,
like 3, 4. I don't exactly remember, but it's been a very long time. Yeah, Trad, what about you?
Yeah, so same with Taylor. Back in the N64 days was my first game. Graduated to GameCube, then ultimately Brawl. But after that, I've maybe dabbled with Smash on the Switch 5 times.
Oh, that's all.
And it's been a rough learning experience because that's about it. But the GameCube and the N64 days kind of carried me through everything.
Those were the days, like just starting out. And then Brawl, Smash 4, Ultimate, everything just kept getting crazier and crazier as time progressed. How did you end up adapting from Brawl to Ultimate without having touched the Wii U or 3DS versions? How did that work out?
Well, actually, it was my my littlest cousin got a Nintendo Switch for his birthday, and we were there, and I hadn't seen Super Smash in so long, so I was like, well, we've got to play. And of course, his aunt's like, he's really good at video games. I'm like, well, I've been playing Smash since Nintendo 64, so let's see what happens. Spoiler alert, I did beat the 8-year-old.
That's like when so my little brother used to play Smash on the 3DS too, and my family was like, yeah, let him win. Why don't you let him win? And I'm like, how do they grow as players if you just allow them to win? Like, you don't gain anything from it, they don't gain anything from it. That's exactly how that goes. Okay, so with regards to like any of the games, who are your mains, aka like the characters you play the most, and how long have you played them?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with longest first. So longest is definitely Kirby for me, and then my other mains would be Yoshi, Bowser, Isabelle. Those are probably my 4 main ones, I'd say.
I'll split up since in 64 days Luigi, because for me he was the hardest to unlock because I didn't know you had to beat all the targets in N64 to get Luigi. So I'm sitting there with a top left question mark. Who could this be? This is back before you can Google cheats, right? So I don't know who this character is, and I'm looking at, well, what can we do? And I've got Yoshi and I think Mario's targets courses left, and I had to beat Yoshi or beat Luigi with Yoshi to unlock him. And I was just so happy to have the final mystery character in N64. Other than that, I'd say Falco because he's got a reflector. So I'll go Luigi, Falco, and Marth are probably my 3. But Luigi's emotionally important to me. But Marth and Falco because they're quick.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that. I play too many characters to count now. I've got Yoshi, who I've been playing since Smash 4 on the 3DS. Ganondorf on and off since Melee, and played a little bit of him in Smash 4 as well.
Yeah, no, Ganondorf's so slow. So much better now. Like, oh yeah. Man, he is quick now.
He's like a return to form from Melee. He's still like relatively slow, but all his moves do like so much more damage to compensate. He's still pretty slow.
Still hard to move.
He's still a lot of fun. Just hitting you with the Doria, and like all of a sudden, like that's it. Boom, you're dead.
Also, his moveset has a ton of knockback.
Oh yeah. Okay, so Yoshi and Ganondorf, Link, Palutena, Wolf, Greninja, Ridley, Joker, Pyra Mythra, and now Sora.
I'm hearing
Greninja is one
no
of a Pokemon.
though.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
No,
I
mean, like, no, I've never got anything against Pokemon. It's more of a thing of like, it's situational at best. Yeah. Okay. Other than your choice of character, do you guys have anything else that you like about the series, or like even just Ultimate in particular?
Ultimate, I like all the new stages.
Oh yeah,
and I liked how they have a lot more characters to choose from.
yeah. Like the roster is at like what 83 now with Sora. No, 82 with Sora.
Also, the battle mode and like the where you can choose any stage to that before you play.
Oh
Those
yeah,
are nice features.
that was a huge improvement for tournament play, being able to choose your stage before you pick your characters.
Yeah.
And then you just adapt as you naturally would. Trad, what about you?
I'll say I did read the article this morning with Sora's return. A lot of the score from the game came. So every time there's a new character, new game, there's a lot more music, which is always exciting for me. I mean, I don't know about y'all, I can still hum melodies from the first game to today. Whether it's Metal, you see Metal Mario for the first time, or whether it Link's Maze and Melee to now today with Sora, and he's about to unlock a smash, which is sealing the keyhole. I think I don't know.
Yeah,
the music
for me
is a
like
big
music,
one, and that's what I'm
especially
excited
with
about.
all of these stages, it all plays like a big part. Like I may not be the biggest fan of some of the songs that got added to Sora's stage, but I don't mess with the Hollow Bastion battle theme, Scherzo de Note, I think it's called, and that's just like a good song to just like punch someone in the face to.
Yeah.
But other than that, especially with Ultimate, I gotta say, like, I just appreciate all of the quality of life changes that I end up seeing with every new installment. Like, for example, how they made Link a little bit of a better or worse character, depending on how you look at it, with remote detonated bombs. Yoshi, with how some of his moves, appearances got changed. Ganondorf with that huge revamp he got. Even characters I don't play, like Zelda with her new look, or just Inkling from Splatoon with how you can hold down R and B, and that's a new special move that no one else has. Like, it's just a fun thing to see with every new installment, seeing like what exactly they come up with game after game.
So going on bombs, I'll never remember. I played my first quasi-competitive match. It was Florida State. We have a campus, we have a student center, and they had a Super Smash Brothers tournament. It was GameCube. I was pumped, and all matches were held on Final Destination.
What was the other clause? Fox
one
only?
Boring stage. So, but anyway, I knocked Samus off the stage, 120% damage, and she bombs herself back into the game. That's something I'd never seen before. And so obviously I go down the rabbit hole. I'm watching people grab death.
Oh,
what's the term for that?
Edgehog?
Edge grab someone to death?
I'm not 100% on the terms, but I think that might be it.
Edgehog. Someone's about to die. Someone's coming up. You go grab the edge, and they can't get it. So that was my first introduction to that. And now I'm curious that you just mentioned remote bombs. Is that been fixed in any way, shape, or form? Where Samus can come back to life?
Well, that was Link's thing. As far as I know, for Samus, she can still do that exact same thing.
Never
I feel like there's
Samus
hardly anybody that plays Samus and Dark Samus competitively, so you might be fine there. Now, that being said, as far as things that we like, is there anything that you dislike about the game? Like, is there anything that you think could be better?
Honestly, I don't think so. I can't think of anything, especially with Ultimate.
I mean, that's fair. Like, I do have my own gripes, but I'm going to save that for the competitive episode. In terms of like from a casual standpoint, it's pretty much just exactly what you want, right? Just a bunch of characters from Nintendo franchises or otherwise just running around on stages, beating each other up. And it's always been this type of King of the Hill thing. And for better or worse, that formula has like treaded water and like retained itself pretty well across, I don't know what year Smash Brothers originally released, but for that long, like, yeah, it's still worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I think Smash Ultimate, they took more time to figure out what characters are going to be in it, the new characters. Like they put a lot more thought into it.
Well, I do remember reading something that none of the characters were anybody that Masahiro Sakurai, the game director, picked. I think it was always Nintendo's choice of who they wanted in.
Huh. I did not know that.
I'll agree with that because if you think about it, if you go back, first game you've got Mario. You don't even have Peach in the very first game. There's a big audience that would be drawn to choose Peach. In Mario Kart 64, you could choose Peach, you could choose Donkey Kong, you could choose Bowser. All you don't have Peach or Bowser in the first game, and those were released at the same time. So I'll build on that. The menu of characters appeals to a better audience, which I think gets more people
I can
to
agree
play
with
the game.
that. Now, in regards to Smash Brothers as an overarching whole, is it a party game or is it a fighting game? Which side of the fence do you sit on?
Party game.
Party game? Really? Why's that?
More of like, I mean, not necessarily party, but more hang out with friends and enjoy the fighting games together and competitive, I guess, really.
You just called it a fighting game, though.
Well, because that's what you do, but in terms of when I play it, I only play it when I'm hanging out with friends. So it's pretty much a party game.
That's fair. Trad, what about you? Oh, really?
I go fighting because like you're there, you're hanging out like Mario Kart is a party game. But you put on Smash Brothers, like sorry, I'm edge grabbing you and I'm throwing you the other way and making sure you don't come back to life.
50-50 on it because party game in the sense of like, oh yeah, it gives you like something to do with a bunch of people. Fighting games in the sense of like, yeah, you want to throw hands with somebody, but you don't want to actually either punch them in the face or play a different fighting game like Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Tekken, or anything like that. But if you just want something like light and breezy as far as fighting games go, like, hey, go to Smash Brothers, it'll work out.
Yeah, see, I always consider Tekken as like Tekken, those type of games as fighting games.
Yeah, Trad, what did you say?
I say
that may actually be the best term for it. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but it works.
Like it brings people together. There is a little quote unquote fighting, but you are with friends to play the game, and it's more on this. I mean, it's more on the spectrum.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with what you just said. That makes more sense.
Yeah, so social fighting game. Let's go with that. Now, do you guys play any other fighting games? What do you play, and how do you compare playing other fighters to Smash Brothers?
So I don't really play any other specific fighting games except Smash. So
none of you play any other fighters other than Smash?
No.
Okay, that is completely fair. So I do play other fighters. Like I'm very big into Tekken because of arcades. And I do play a lot of other fighters like 2D fighters, anime fighters like Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue. And while those games are fun, it's all like memorizing inputs, memorizing what buttons you need to press in order to get certain things to happen, which again, that's like for Smash, but I would say the terminology is a lot different compared to everything else. Like you just have to remember, oh yeah, the Shoryuken input. And I'm sure a lot of people who hear that would be like, what in the hell is the Shoryuken input? But it's more of a sense of there's different things to memorize, and it's not necessarily better or worse. It all depends on like what you want out of a fighting game experience. But I feel like a lot of that experience can transfer over into other stuff. Like if you're really good at Smash, you might not think you could ever gain any sort of skill with any other fighter, but it's all about trying to approach it in terms of mentality. Like, what did I do to get good in Smash? And then how do I take that mentality and transform it into getting good into other fighting games? So to that end, I would say if you guys ever get another opportunity to try out any kind of fighting game that you either buy or hell, even go so far as to try out at an arcade, try taking your like competitive mindset or your mindset for getting better at a character and think, okay, how can I approach this? Like, what can I do? You might be surprised at how well you do. Just something to consider for the future.
Where's the nearest
actually
in Atlanta?
Funny you should ask that. Right. I did find out that they opened up a round one arcade at Cumberland Mall, which that place is basically because they have I used to live in Chicago, and they had a couple out there, and I've been to one. It's really nice, but it's like a combination arcade with some of the newest Japanese arcade machines, bowling, karaoke, crane games, like slot machines, not exactly gambling, but like prizes, like food that you'd find at a bowling alley. It's like a giant multimedia entertainment complex. So I definitely recommend trying it out.
So another
I don't know about
podcast
that.
at Cumberland Mall,
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know about that. Maybe something's in the cards for the future, but I don't know. Okay, for my final question, as of the recording of this episode, the final DLC character has been released. Regarding all the DLC, who has been your favorite edition? Who has been your least favorite edition? And what do you think of the overall DLC lineup?
I'd say the character that I played the most in DLC is Sephiroth. So I'd probably go, and I really like his moveset. I just haven't played him enough as a main, but I'd say as of right now, he's my favorite. Now, I haven't played Sora yet, so it could change, but as of right now, definitely Sephiroth. And in terms of stage, definitely Mementos.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun stage. Do you have a least favorite DLC?
I'm trying to think of who all the DLC characters are.
It's fine. Take your time.
Oh, Steve, the Minecraft guy.
Steve from Minecraft?
I was like, no.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, I can see like Steve's inclusion being controversial. End of the day, that's Nintendo's decision. I'll respect that. Granted, I'm not a fan of Steve for different reasons, especially now that I've gotten back into Minecraft recently. But yeah, like that's an entirely different beast. Trad, what about you?
I will agree with Steve being my least favorite. Uninspiring. Was never attracted to Minecraft, actually. And for better or for worse, I'm not sure who on this audience I'm about to make very upset, might want to chop my head off. But that was for me flat. But I will go Sora as my favorite just because it's new. And right now, you find out speed, you find out basic attacks, you find out something special. I like that. Now today, that's new. Down the road, maybe not. But right now, that's my favorite because you're still figuring out, hey, how do we move in the air? How do we move in the ground, etc. So I enjoy trying the new characters out, and I will second my co-host with
Nice.
Memento as my favorite
stage. My favorite DLC characters. It's hard to say who exactly my most favorite has been, but I do have a top 5. Pyra Mythra for number 1 because I'm a huge Xenoblade Chronicles 2 fan. I absolutely love that game, and I was thinking like this game needs another rep, and I'm thinking they could just go with Mythra by herself or Pyra by herself, considering that's been a thing in the DLC campaign for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And considering that they brought both of them in as one character, I'm like, yes, you answered my prayers. Thank you. So that's number 1. Number 2 would be Sephiroth. Number 3 would be Joker. Number 4 would be Sora. Number 5 is Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I was real happy with the Joker announcement, but I can't get his moveset down, and that's the only reason why he's not my number 1 favorite.
Well, practice makes perfect.
Fair.
Yeah, favorite stage has to be Cloud Sea of All Rest, Mementos, King of Fighters Stadium, and Hollow Bastion for sure. Like those are definitely the top 4. Now, because nobody's answered this, what do you think of the overall DLC lineup? Like, are you happy with everything? Are you disappointed? Like, any other thoughts? Like, as far as who we got?
Besides Minecraft, I'm happy with it. But again, that's just my stance.
I get that.
I'm on the far edge.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what they picked. So don't have any complaints really, except for Steve.
Yeah, I'm happy too. Like it came off as like you never know who you were going to get, and technically you do see a lot of whining on Twitter, like, oh, why wasn't it Waluigi? Why wasn't it Gino? But at the same time too, like if you go into these things with low expectations, not knowing who exactly is going to get picked and just ignoring like any kind of fake leaks that are out there, like it's been a good run. And considering that it's like completely over now, we don't know, we're not going to see like any other kind of Smash related anything in Nintendo Directs for a long time. It's going to be a very interesting road. now that like a huge part of like something that got us invested in watching Nintendo live streams for the past couple of years is just like done. At least for now. Like we don't know if there's going to be another Smash game after this or not. Like knowing Nintendo, I'm sure there will be.
Hey, at least we're better than Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, like
those
that
killing
game
me.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has just been rehashed over and over and over since 2013. Like game is fun, but I'm like very morally opposed to that point. Anyway, so yeah, like that's all the time we have. Thank you guys so much for being here. Before we go, do you have anything you want to plug or shout out before we finish up?
No, I don't.
Okay, Chad, what about you?
Yeah, my shout out is to all the social fighting gamers. Don't get discouraged. It's at the end of the day a social fighting game, and practice.
All right, couldn't have said it better myself. And that's our show. Tune in next time where we talk about the competitive side of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Thank you all so much for listening. Take care.